Hi, I'm Tammy Allen. We all know that stress is a part of life, but how can you tell if your emotional reaction has a deeper meaning? How do you know if it's a normal stress response or a trauma trigger? The key is to focus on the context and the intensity of your reaction. A trauma trigger can spark an out of proportion emotional or even physical response, such as anger, rage, panic, or flashbacks. Everyday stressors cause milder reactions, such as irritability and frustration, which tend to be brief and tied to normal challenges. Still, the moment you sense your emotions intensifying, use the stress reset technique to prevent escalation. Freeze. Stop all responses. Release any tension and breathe. Relax and assess the best way to respond to minimize any escalation. And finally, process. Trauma triggers must be processed. They can't be brushed under the rug. If you try to ignore or suppress them, they will surface again and again as a predisposition towards anger, depression, and they can even cause physical health issues. Consider trigger signposts pointing you toward painful experiences that just need to be brought to the surface and processed. The only way to find real peace is by getting to the root cause. And while it may be painful initially, there is a big upside. Because once you've worked through it and found a way to accept and make peace with the trauma, not only will you be free from it, but you can turn it into a growth opportunity. Now for me, journaling has been my most powerful tool for processing these emotions and uncovering my trauma triggers. And initially I resisted journaling because I thought I could process my emotions mentally. But after actually sitting down and journaling, I realized that physically writing my thoughts down slowed my racing mind enough to help me break the cycle of repetitive thinking that often follows a trigger. One thing that happens to all of us is our minds, they just keep spinning on it. It's like a death loop of negative thoughts, one feeding the other and building in intensity. And this kind of thinking can turn into perpetual anxiety or even a panic attack. By simply taking the time to write down my thoughts, my mind slowed enough for me to gain some clarity and insights. Now, another powerful tool is shadow work, to uncover deeply buried traumas that may no longer be a part of our conscious awareness. Early experiences, especially painful or traumatic ones, often shape our shadow side. As children, we quickly pick up on which traits aren't welcome. So we hide those parts of ourselves to feel safe and loved. Over time, these hidden traits become our shadow, affecting us in ways we might not realize. They're usually rooted in childhood experiences, and it can influence us until we bring those parts into the light and work with them. Shadow work and journaling go hand in hand, both offering deep insights and healing. By diving into shadow work, we expose what's really behind our struggles, and journaling helps us work through it, ultimately bringing us personal freedom and empowerment. If you would like a free worksheet to help you process your trauma triggers, head over to tammyallen.com and I would love to share them with you. My book, Doubtless Confidence, will be out in 2025. For more tips and insights, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.